All right, on today's show, I welcome on a very special guest. He is Sean Fullerton. He is a point guard for St. Andrews boys basketball team. Sean, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really well, man. Thanks so much for being on the show. I really appreciate your time. It's awesome to have you on here. I want to jump into it. I mean, the off season has started, but I want to know what is the honor of being named All NEPSAP Class AA?
It's definitely a massive honor. I've worked very hard for this, and definitely going throughout the entire season, I've worked very hard for it, and I'm just blessed, very blessed that I was able to be on that list.
That's awesome. That's great for yourself. I mean, what was the decision to uh, do a post grad at St. Andrews and to move up a class in Class AA as well too?
So I was thinking that it'd be best to do a post grad year because of COVID, since we'd lost a full year AAU, even a little bit of my junior year for basketball as well. So I just thought that it'd be best that I'd get that extra year back and move up a couple of levels and have at it at St. Andrews.
That's awesome. That's so cool. What was it like to, play for Coach Hart and Coach Shea and that coaching staff, and did they how they help you reach your goals?
It was definitely a lot of fun. Those guys are fast-paced, offensive, and then Coach O'Shea is all about defense, and those two are like brothers. So seeing them like argue sometimes was also hilarious. But they definitely push you during practice. It was big time here.
That's awesome. I mean, what's it like to go into a program that has, a pretty good rich history of developing great players, guys that go on to Division 1, D2, D3, and as well as the NBA. What's it like to learn from those guys?
It meant a lot to me to learn from those guys, and even guys that this coach named Coach Haggerty, who is also on our coaching staff as well, who graduated from the school and played with some of those guys. Hearing it from them and telling me that I can do certain things that they could do, or stuff as that of that nature, was definitely big time. It meant a lot to me because it definitely boosted my confidence in that I could really be a big help for this program.
That's great. Yeah, and you had some great games in Class AA and playing in FSAC. But I want to know too, what is it like to battle with guys like the Filipowski brothers, Trey Norman from Worcester, Jarrell Okugo, I mispronounce his last name, but Jarrell, and other high Division 1 talent or college players.
It was definitely a massive change from coming from Worcester. It was definitely prepared me for college, and those guys are amazing players, as I've played against all of them. And it was a big change, big change, and I realized I had to up my game a level for those guys for sure.
How much more physical has it been to go against like those guys and everything like that?
100% more physical, especially on the rebounding side. That was something that I struggled with a little bit. Was definitely rebounding like a guy that's like 6'10" or something like that. So it was definitely a massive change.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I can only imagine going against the Filipowski brothers who are like six foot something, 6'10" or 6'8", and great players, and matching up against those guys and have to box those guys out. That must have been interesting.
Yeah.
And then so one of the great games though, I mean, you obviously made the adjustment very well because you dropped 40 in a game against Proctor. I mean, what is the feeling like to drop 40 in a game, and like how did you what's it like when the game's going, like how you make all the shots and everything like that?
Sometimes when you get hot, that hoop just kind of it feels good going up, and stuff just kept on dropping for me, and I just kept shooting, and I don't know, it just kind of happened for me, and it was awesome because there was a ceremony for a person at St. Andrews here before the game, and it felt really good to go out and score 40 points for that ceremony, and also score as much as I did. So it was awesome.
That's great. I mean, and then you've had some games like that where you just like it seems like a second half or something where you just kind of got fired. Like I think I can't remember the game, but you had you hit 6 3-pointers in the second half. You go off with that with those games. What is it like? Like what happens? What switch flips a switch?
So sometimes we'd start off down in games sometimes, and I'd get a little frustrating. I'd get a little bit upset with myself, and just kind of really focus and really hone in. And then I just really came down to it. I focused on my shot, put some extra legs into it, depending on how I missed during that game. And then they'd start falling. And as soon as one starts falling, the rest end up starting to fall. So it was good.
Is it that like shooter's mentality that like once you see one go in, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm hot.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I love that. That's awesome. And then do you have like a favorite game or a memory from playing at St. Andrews this past year?
Hmm. Lee Academy. We played Lee Academy in the beginning of the season. I have a friend on that team, so that was also a lot of fun going up there and beating them. But we went in there the underdogs. They're a AAA team, and we were doubted in the beginning for sure. And going up there with my team and just battling with those guys, it was definitely a lot of fun to go out there and just beat them and being like surprising a team in AAA that we could win games and stuff like that. So it was awesome. That was definitely the highlight of my season because it was a group win. Everyone had fun, and we were in Bangor, Maine. We were all enjoying ourselves. It was a lot of fun.
That's
A place I've
awesome.
never been before as well.
You never, what'd you say?
I've never been to Bangor, Maine before. I've never been to Maine, so it was definitely weird, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Bangor is a bit of a trip too. I think that's like what, 8 hours drive or something like that.
I think it's 6.
6. Yeah, it's a bit of that's a far ride for a
Yeah,
game and everything. Did you guys get up there like the day of or the night before?
the night before.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Wondering if like a day of you might have to like really stretch out or something like that to get ready for the game. um, but and before you went to St. Andrews too, you played for Worcester School, the Worcester School up in is that up in Connecticut, right?
Yes, Danbury, Connecticut.
Danbury, Connecticut. So what was your time like at Worcester? Because I mean, you had a hell of a career there as well too.
It was definitely different from St. Andrews. We were in a lower class for NEPSAC, but it was definitely a challenge. We had a really good team pretty much all 4 of my years there at Worcester School, and we'd won most of our conference championships. I think we went 3 in a row, and that was big. That was great. That was a lot of fun. And those guys they're like, some of them aren't like basketball players, so they were just there for the season. And watching them work and get better as like a basketball player was awesome to see. And like most of them were my friends as well because it was a close knit school and stuff like that. So it was cool working with others that like didn't have the same vision as me, but like had the passion to win.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a great teammate too to see, like be able to see your friends and see them develop and then to go and like be able to have that like have that feeling and stuff like that. To be a good friend and teammate to see that. And then but I mean, you averaged 33 points per game during your junior season. I mean, wow, that's crazy. Like what was that feeling like to, how that all go? Like how that all come about?
Uh, it was definitely had to do a lot with the system. So we had a lot of great players going into it, and the guys were definitely looking out for me, screening well, and calling out certain plays for me exactly at a right time. And they knew when it got tough, like give me the ball and stuff like that. But it was awesome just to go out and score as much as I did. I felt pretty good most of the season. So
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, the average 34 points per game. That's those are wild numbers. That's crazy. And then also too, because you were also nominated McDonald's All-American. You were a nominee for the McDonald's All-American. What was that feeling like? As like too?
amazing. I That was something I never thought would happen. It was like in total shock going on Instagram and seeing that I was on the list. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to say, and I was very happy that I was able to be a part of that list with a bunch of names, with a bunch of guys that are top in the nation, and just being able to possibly be chosen for the game. But like, it was just unexplainable to this day. It was insane.
So they don't email you. You just you start on like Instagram.
To be fair, I did not get an email. It was full on. I got on Instagram one day. I looked at the list and my name was there, and I was just like, "Whoa!" And it was funny because I think a friend reposted it before I actually saw it.
Oh my
They were
god.
like, "Congratulations, Sean!" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I go to the list, and then all of a sudden, my name's just there, and I was like, "Whoa! Wow!"
They gotta maybe they need to do a little bit better with that system. If you're gonna a nominee, they need to like send out an email or something so you don't find out via Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how I found out, but it was definitely hilarious.
That's a great honor though, man, to be named with some great players, and obviously it says a lot about your game to be a nominee. I mean, it's very rare. Like That's a huge, that's a small percentage of people that get that nominee.
Yes.
That's great. And then you also joined Club 1000 for 1,000 point scorer. I mean, how great does that feel as well too?
It was an amazing feeling. Afterwards in the locker room, my teammates, they were hilarious. They had me printed on the face of Wilt Chamberlain holding the paper, but it said 1,000. It was a lot of fun. And it was also my junior year, so I was very surprised. I was like, wow. I was like, this is a little bit early, but it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. Do you have that picture of you with your face over Will Chamberlain with 1,000 points somewhere?
Yeah, and some of my teammates have also posted it on Instagram for like a memory and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny. It's around.
That's awesome. That's great. And then you also got invited to, Kenny Anderson's showcase. Um, what's it like to get the invite? What was that showcase like?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the showcase.
Okay.
I believe it was also around the time of COVID, and we also had a tournament beforehand in Atlantic City. So I think we weren't able to make it. We ended up going to the tournament, or it was COVID.
Oh, wow. But I mean, what's the honor to be invited to a former NBA player showcase?
I have to be honest, I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
It was something I really wanted to do. And it would have been awesome because I was connecting with people that I was going to be on a team with for the showcase and stuff like that. And I was hoping that I could go there and make a big impact and impress Kenny Anderson at the showcase and many others as well. So,
Oh man, sorry I didn't get to be a part of it, but it's still an honor to, receive the invite, and obviously something that pops up you can't control. Your AAU career, you played with DTX as well too, up in
yeah,
Connecticut. What has your time been with DTX and being able to play with those guys?
it's been a long time coming. Coach Dave Taylor has been hard on me ever since the beginning. I'd say the beginning of my freshman year. I wasn't always the person like 33 points per game and stuff like that. I was more of a role player at the time when I was a freshman and stuff like that, and in the 8th grade. And he really brought the dog out in me to go get it and really score and play defense, have high intensity, be a leader. And he showed me all the right things that I need to do to be that person and become the person I am today. And he still helps me. And I still talk to him, call him up if I have problems or an issue on the basketball court and something I need fixing. So he's the reason why I am the basketball player I am today.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Is that so? Everything that you've accomplished and everything, where did the passion in basketball come from? Is that the start of it in DTX, or like where did it all come from?
So my middle school years, that's where it really started. 6th grade, not a good basketball player. Just not at the level. Had my first AAU game, go blown up by like 60. It wasn't fun. And I started to get upset with myself because I was like, I could do better. And I believe that I really could do better. So I ended up taking an entire summer down to visit my grandparents and then worked out with Premier Basketball Training for an entire summer. And just to the end of that summer, I became a whole new basketball player. And then I went back to Connecticut and I was scoring. I was bigger, stronger, faster. And I realized that I could really do something with this. And then I had to put like my mind aspect into the game. That's when Dave Taylor came in and he really helped me with that. But that entire year, I'd say it was my 6th grade going into 7th grade year, that entire summer definitely changed things. And I really figured it out then.
That's great. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That I could do this.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, it obviously all paid off because you have a ton of accolades, and just you're a hell of a great player and everything that has worked out well for you. I mean, what's it like every year? I guess every season that you finish, so like kind of, do you look back at what needs to be worked on, like what you need to adjust to fix your craft? Like what makes you the great player that you are? Like how do you go on and fix things?
So I look back to all the weaknesses that I've had. So if one season I particularly had a weakness on the defensive end, rebounding end, like little things that I need to tweak, I go back and I look at those. My jump shot was a little bit off, and I go and figure those things out. And then I make sure once that's all figured out, I keep up with everything else, that I'm still going on with everything else, that I'm still up to par with everything, that I don't focus on one thing too much, that the rest goes down. So I try to make sure that I do hone in on the weaknesses that I have from the seasons, but also that I make sure that everything else keeps up rather than dropping a level and everything else and focusing on one thing. So
How many hours do you put into like basketball? I mean, it sounds like you put a lot of hours into it.
a lot, definitely a lot. It's I have many stories of having to wake my mom up at like 5 a.m. because I wanted to go to the gym before school and stuff like that. And she used to hate it, but she'd get up with me and she'd go anyways. But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I mean, shout out to your mom for doing that. I mean,
100%.
yeah, yeah, that's amazing, and that's great for yourself. I mean, as well too. I want to know your shooting ability. It's amazing. I mean, reading articles and seeing things that you've done. Where did that great shooting ability come from?
So I have to give credit to my Worcester coach,
Yeah.
Mike Evans. He really put my jump shot in shape. He gave me drills to do. He definitely, and it was in my freshman year of high school. He fixed my jump shot because it used to just be like not as smooth as it used to be. It used to be kind of hitched and stuff like that. He and I smoothed it out, and ever since then, that's when the games I started scoring like a lot. Like I fixed the jump shot and I got a lot of reps up with it, and then things started going for me.
That's awesome. Is there like a move that you like to do to get to the basket to get your shot off?
Yeah. So I like to do a double between the legs and then a hezzy.
Yeah.
And usually I either get a layup or they back up and I shoot it, but I don't want to tell everybody too much.
Oh yeah, we don't want to give away the secrets.
Yeah.
I love it. Sean, I mean, you're a great player. Things have definitely worked out well for you. I mean, and then your commitment to Mercy-Hurst College. How excited are you to take your game to the next level at Division Two?
Very excited. Very excited. I can't wait. I just recently talked to my coach and we're very excited to get this show on the road, and it's going to be a lot of fun exploring Pennsylvania, learning about the league and stuff like that, getting used to the college line and college rotations and all that good stuff. So it should be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to earn respect for being in that league and on that floor with my new team.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you definitely will make a quick impact right away and earn that respect uh, very fast. Did you know what you're majoring in?
I'm kind of bouncing around with I'm thinking about bio, maybe like a sports science or maybe even business, but I'm still kind of bouncing around to see what I'd like.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, whatever you do, I'm sure if it's outside of basketball, I'm sure you'll be successful because you have a great work ethic, it seems like, and you put a lot of hours into things that you're passionate about. So it's definitely all working out for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, Sean, those are all my basketball questions about your career and everything like that. I just have 5 questions I generally like to ask people that are just more outside of basketball that are just a little more fun. First question is your favorite food.
Hmm. I've got to go with a cheeseburger. I've always loved cheeseburgers for some reason. Don't know why, but whenever we've been out at a tournament, I've always gotten a cheeseburger. That was it. That was my go-to. So
I love it. Is there a place that you like to get a cheeseburger? Like anywhere specific that's your favorite place?
uh Five Guys. Five Guys cheeseburgers might be the best, I have to admit.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Every time I see a five, if I'm in the area, I have to stop by and get a Five Guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then, do you have a favorite NBA team or NBA player? Not, guys like to follow players too as well. So,
I enjoy following players mostly. I did like the win Wade, although he is retired.
yeah,
So now I've kind of moved on to John Morant, Damian Lillard, and those guys. So I like both of them a lot. I like their games a lot.
yeah, those are great players. John Morant, especially, is like
Yeah.
so much fun to watch. He's like a great player. How bad do you think New Orleans is mad that they didn't pick him?
Oh, I was really mad.
It's gotta be upsetting. Do you have a favorite basketball shoe that you like to wear?
Uh, like of all time or like right now?
Uh, of all time.
So I have to go with the Kobe 10 highs. I've worn those, and those were the best basketball shoes I've ever had. Most comfortable. It was the best overall shoe I've ever had. Like I don't know how to explain it. They were just very good. like traction was the best. I just love those shoes. Those were good.
Nice. And do you have a favorite? Do you have like a pregame ritual or superstition that you like to do or anything like that?
No, not necessarily, but let's see. I do like to just strictly stay locked in though before like a game. So like 30 minutes before a game, I usually don't really talk to many people. I just kind of keep it head straight and make sure that I'm ready for the game. Not really talk about many other things. Kind of like to keep my head straight.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. And do you have a favorite type of music that you like to listen to?
I have to go with hip hop. I do like hip hop, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Is there any specific artist you listen to now or?
My favorite right now is Gunna. So
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
had to listen to him. I heard people like him, so I think I might have heard one of his songs.
No, yeah, he's a good artist. I like him.
Cool. And then my last question I have for you is favorite thing to do outside of basketball and sports.
Uh I do I do like driving a lot. I do like driving my car a lot. That's something I just find like peaceful in a way.
Yeah.
And then I also like watching movies, but like Marvel movies and like DC comic movies that all connect. I just find those very interesting.
Yeah. Did you did you see the new Batman yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
That movie's amazing. It's
Yeah.
long, but it's definitely an amazing movie. They did a really good job, and I can't wait for the next one to come out.
Yeah, same here. I'm interested to see who next. They said it might be like Hush is the next main villain or something like that for I don't know. I'd be interested to see. I know they did the Joker thing too. So
Yeah, that'd be very interesting to see because we saw Joker in jail at the end of the movie. So I was wondering if him and Riddler would escape or not. But they're saying Hush is going to be the next one. I would be happy to see that as well.
yeah, same here. It'd be cool. Someone different at least, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see. Somebody different.
Yeah. Sorry for the spoilers for the listeners as well too if they haven't seen the movie. Oops. I'm gonna put a spoiler alert before. It's been out for a while. If you haven't seen it yet, you're catching it, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much, Sean, for being on the show. It's great to speak to you. Congratulations on a great successful high school basketball career, and obviously be looking out to what you do going forward in college and everything like that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, of course, anytime, man. You're always welcome on the show. Be happy to have you back on the show. See how you're doing in college. We'll do catch up when you're in college.
Awesome. I like that.
Yeah. All right, Sean. Thank you so much.
Thank you.